Welcome everybody, my name is Rob Coolish, joined by two dynamic women swimmers from this year's team as we kind of lead up to the postseason. To my right, Elizabeth Heinbach, freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, and then further right, Louise Moores, who's joined us in the past from Washington State, Mukilteo, Washington. It always gives me tough time pronouncing that, but guys, thanks for joining me. I know you're busy. I know we're starting to get ready for the postseason, so again, I appreciate the time. First question's for you, Elizabeth. You've had a really successful, I guess, freshman year, right? We're hoping that you're going to qualify for nationals, things like that. It is a big grind. It's a long season. You guys started in September. You're hopefully, as I said, going to be going all the way through the end of March. Talk a little bit about that and maybe the major difference it is from high school to college.
It's definitely, it does seem like a lot longer of a season, but I like that it's kind of split. You have your taper meet in December and then a little bit of a break before you get back into it with training trip and all. So it's nice that it's kind of split up into 2 seasons, but yeah, it's a fair amount. It's a little longer than high school season, which is kind of different.
And you guys do, you are training, not maybe 12 months a year, but you are training a lot probably throughout. So. Yeah. I do understand that. Louise, talk a little bit about, I guess, where the team's at, maybe comparing it from this year to last year, or just your, as a junior now, you've been involved in nationals your first 2 years. You've started in September and ended in March the last 2 years as well. So talk a little bit about where the team's at and how you guys are doing.
Well, our team dynamics change every year, and I think for the better. We get more serious. More oriented towards Empire 8s and Nationals goals. So this year, Empire 8s is coming up, and we're at a pretty good spot. We had an awesome freshman recruiting class, and right now, pretty much our weakest spot is our depth. So when everyone steps up, they win their little race in their 2 lanes or whatever, then we'll have a good shot, and it's exciting to look at our women's team going into Empire 8s.
I didn't check the rankings today, probably maybe should have, but both teams, men and women, you guys have been in the top 10 throughout the year.
Yeah.
Very tough schedule, but in talking to Brad and now you guys are obviously having a fantastic season. Back to you, Elizabeth. You mentioned taper. You swam really well in the ECACs. Your times have been amazing. Talk to me a little bit maybe about your personal goals as we head to the Empire 8 Championships. That is 2 weeks from yesterday, which this is a Friday. It's 2 weeks from yesterday. Talk a little about your personal goals and what you'd like to accomplish, maybe both at Empire 8s and Nationals if you do make that cut.
Okay, well, I think at this point I'm focusing more on my goals for Nationals because that's what we're right now, I'm assuming I'm going to taper for. So, but at Empire 8s, I'm not sure what to expect really, just because I'm not going to be rested, and I know I'm going to be going up against a field that's going to be a lot of tapered girls. So, my goals for myself are at least to get close to under some best times, not rested, and then hopefully at Nationals, I'm looking more so at the mile and the 400 IM, and hoping to make top 8 in either or both, and just see how far under my best times I could go.
You were Empire 8 Swimmer of the Week, I believe, very recently, and I don't think last week, maybe the previous week. Is that something that excites you, or just kind of like, oh, well, it's pretty cool, or?
I thought that was pretty cool. It's a good motivator to see that.
Very good. Luis, I might be throwing you a little curveball here. How do you feel where you are at now? Do you feel you're performing at a high level? You know yourself best, so
yeah.
Talk about where you're at.
Well, dual meets are always a challenge for me. I like to consider myself a taper swimmer, but we still need the points. It's every dual meet is important. So I put a lot of pressure on myself. I get a lot of pressure put on myself, and I'm pretty pleased with how I've been performing. As for Empire 8s, I'm in the same boat as Elizabeth. I'm not tapered. I'm not shaved. We're going to be wearing our suits because we want that title. But really, it's just seeing how I can perform unrested. And the better I do, the better I'm going to do at Nationals. So, I'm not going to go to Empire 8s and just kind of slack off. It's it's a good preparation for nationals. So.
And it is a preparation. You do have it's the same kind of format, I believe,
It's
the
the
4
exact
days,
same format.
which is nice. But also, it is safe to say that you guys do want to win, obviously, the conference.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be doing this each week for the next, leading up through NCAAs. Hopefully, both of these guys can join me, or some form of this, just to kind of, I guess, build up as you guys eye another top 10 or whatever the goal turns out to be as we get there. But thanks for the time, Louise, Elizabeth, and thanks everybody for joining us.